and welcome back to my channel. Today we are talking about the Eurovision 2019 Grand Final running order. I did this last year and it was kind of fun to look back on and see what I kind of got right and got wrong. It was funny to kind of see what flopped and what didn't. So I'm doing it again this year to look back in a year's time and see what happened. Again, I've done what I did last year. I've wrote thoughts about each position in each country, why I think they've done there, why I think they're there, what does it tell them about their semi-final position. I like kind of theorising about that stuff, even if I don't know. And then when it comes to things like, you know, the Big Five and Israel, like I kind of just know what's around it. Kind of see how it'll stand out or if it'll fade into the background. So let's just get into it because we've got 20 songs to talk, 20 songs, we've got 26 songs to talk about, and then I've got like my thing that I did last year of like the winner, potential winners, the top 5 result potentials, like top 10, bottom 5, and then I've also done a thing for shocks. I'll explain that when I get to it. Malta is opening the show. All I'm going to say is why. Actually, scrap that because I wrote this at 2 o'clock in the morning. I get it now. They kind of want a more modern, contemporary, upbeat start to the show. I did see kind of San Marino or Cyprus opening, but then I was like, well, Cyprus isn't going to open because they opened the semi-finals. And then looking at it, they're not going to make San Marino open because it's more of a satire entry, in a way of it wouldn't be taking the contest seriously to open. And looking at it, it's going to be an amazing opener. The staging as well is going to be like, this is what Eurovision is. It's good modern songs with contemporary staging. And I still think it's done well in the semis. I think this still entails a top 5 result in the semis. Because look at what's happened previously. Like, you know, Belgium 2016 came 3rd in her semi and opened up the show. Who opened in 2017? Israel, I'm pretty sure he came top 5 in his semi. Ukraine as well, I'm pretty sure came top 5 last year in his semi and opened up the show. Usually if you're opening the show you did well, usually. So I'm going to say is don't count Malta out, it's still going to do well. Top 10 I could see in its future. Albania in the dreaded number 2 position. I think this is just signifying that it hasn't done as well in the semi. I think lower end of the qualifiers, like 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. This could struggle to be remembered. I'm struggling to see this top 20. It could sneak in there from the Balkan vote, but looking at it, the Balkan vote is spread this year. You have Albania in the final, you have North Macedonia in the final, you've got Slovenia, you've got Greece to an extent, you've got Serbia. Like, the Balkan vote is spread this year, and I doubt out of all of them, Albania will be the one that racks up the most votes for Balkan ballads. And it sucks. I could see this bottom 5. Sorry about that, guys. I could see this bottom 5. However, I could see it being like 21, 22, 19 if it sneaks in there. But I'm not counting on it. Czech Republic in the 3rd position. I don't know what this is saying about their semi-final result. Maybe mid-table, because I'm going to move away. I kind of expected this to do really well in the semi. But I don't know if this is saying that they didn't do well in the semi or not. I can't fully tell with this. However, I can still see this being top 15. It's very likeable and it has just that local appeal to the average viewer, and then it's a very jury friendly song as well. I wouldn't count it out for doing top 15. Top 20 is like definite. I do not see us coming like lower than 20th at all. And I struggle to see it being like 20th to 16th. Like, I can see this in the top 15 easily. Germany in 4th. All I've literally wrote for this, I feel so bad for any Germans that are watching this. All I wrote is not going anywhere, period, sorry, period. I'm sorry. I can't see this doing anything in between the Czech Republic and Russia. I can't see it going anywhere. I still stand by this could be our last place. Sorry. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Russia in 5th. I don't know if this is signifying it hasn't done as well as we thought it would have in the semi, actually. Maybe more mid-table. Because I don't think you'd give a song that did that well in the semi like 5th. But then also what it's sandwiched between also could signify it did maybe do like 5th, 4th. However, I feel like Christer Björkman has shafted Russia in a way. Like, I feel like he wants to make sure Sweden could still win, so he pushed off Russia because it's a lesser favourite. Because if he did it to the Netherlands, people would have been like, well, this isn't fair, like, what are you doing? But it's Russia, and people don't really like Russia as much this year, so he's gotten away with kind of shafting it. I'm telling you now, Christer Björkman does not need to be making this running order because it's not fair at all, let's be honest. But Russia will probably still do top 10. You know, it's got that jury appeal, and you know the staging will get people to vote for it. 6 is Denmark. Yeah, looking at it, lower end of the semi-2 qualifiers. It could do bottom 5, but it could also just kind of sneak into the top 20. It's one of them that is hard to predict because it depends on what people remember, and what juries are going to go for on the night, which is tonight, which is mental to think about. I can't see Denmark doing amazing. It's just too forgettable that early in running order. You realistically want to be about 7th, 8th onwards, if you're a less memorable song in the first half. That's why like Malta and the Czech Republic kind of have an advantage being in the first section of the first half because it's memorable. You know, their staging and their songs are memorable. Like Malta's got the Come a Chameleon, and then Czech Republic's got the Friend of a Friend of a Friend of a Friend. Whereas like Denmark, the melody could get stuck in your head, but then you've got San Marino after it. So let's talk about San Marino. I did expect this to open, like I did say. I can't tell if this says it's done well in the semi-final or not, but sadly I do not think this is doing well, and I hate to say that. You know what? It got through from the semi-final. If anything, San Marino should be glad that they got through. So, like, being in the final is just still amazing for them. Even if they were to come last, like, they haven't qualified since 2014. It's been 5 years. It's their 2nd qualification. I hope this does beat 24th though, because I'd love Serhat and Saint Anna to be their best results. Like 23rd, 22nd, can we make that happen please? But I can't tell. I still can't tell if it's done well. It's also, I'm so confused. It's like they've done very uplifting, kind of positive message all the way up to Sweden. I'm going to get into that, why I think they've done that. It's North Macedonia. I don't know, this could have done better than people were thinking, but this could be being used to make Sweden look good. I do not want that to happen. However, I am sensing a potential break in between North Macedonia and Sweden because they need a break early on, and I'm just thinking 8th and 9th seems like a relatively good starting break. And then also it gives them time to get North Macedonia's screens off, and then gives them time to set up Sweden's light. So I'm assuming there's got to be a break somewhere around here, and that's just where it makes logical sense to me, and I'll find out soon where that break is. But yeah, I'm hoping this is top 20. You know, top 15 would be absolutely amazing for them because they haven't qualified in so long. You know, we'll see what happens. I think they're happy to be back in the final as well. They're the same case as San Marino, where I think they're just happy to be in the final. And then Sweden, you know, I did expect it to be later in the first half, like 9th to 13th. Look what happened, Bjorkman. You're not making it any obvious you've got a bias. This is gonna do great. I still don't want it to win personally, but I'm not ruling it out. There's a top 5 definite spot in here for them, unless they flop in the televoting again. No, I'm not counting anything out after seeing last year. You know, Sweden aren't doing great in terms of the qualifiers views on YouTube. So don't count it out for flopping again. And if it does, I told you so, but then if it doesn't, oops. Yeah, 10 is Slovenia. I don't know what this is saying at all. I think wherever you're going to put this, it was going to stand out for being unique, but I don't know if this is saying this done well or not at all, because it's after Sweden and then it's before Cyprus, and I'm like, are they trying to use it to stand out? Because you've got the gospelness of Sweden, which is really like bright and uplifting, and then you've got the banger of Cyprus, which is also like just amazing, and then you've got the subdued calmness of Slovenia. I don't know what this is telling me. Top 15 at least I hope is in the cards for them. I think the simplicity will be a contrast no matter what. It was always going to be a contrast unless it was between two ballads. It was going to contrast, and I'm glad they've put it where it is because it's later in the first half. A lot of people were expecting this to be put second, and if it had done crap in the semi, I think it would have. I think 5th, 6th in the semi. Even, nah, not 4th. I don't think it's done 4th. 5th, 6th in the semis could have done, which isn't bad for that type of song at all. 7, nope. 11th is Cyprus. I don't think this has done amazing in the semi. Looking at it, it's literally before the big favourite. Why would they do that if Cyprus had done amazing? I'm worried about top 10. I am worried about a top 10 result for Cyprus. I do not think it has what it needs to get a top 10, because Belarus, even in the semi-final, outsold Cyprus for me. And I think with Belarus being later on, how many songs on? Being 8 songs on, and just being more energetic, more wow and in your face, and then her vocals as well are way better than Tamta's. I don't want to say it's, yeah, I don't think this is going to do as well as people were hoping. I don't think this is going to be a top 10 result. I think maybe top 15, definitely top 20, but it's going to depend on her vocals on the Joy show tonight and on the actual show tomorrow. Netherlands in 12th position. Yep, this is one at semi, 100%. I can't see this not winning the semi from the spot at all. Winner alert, don't count them out is what I wrote, because this is an amazing position for the first half. Usually they want to help those who have done better in the semi-finals, and this is going to stand out. It's literally, again, it's in a way like Slovenia. It's the simplicity and the emotions, yeah. The emotional just 3 minutes in between Cyprus and Greece. Yeah, do not count this out. This is still in contention to win. Greece in 13th, I'm confused. I don't think Greece has won semi-1, looking at this. I still think this could do top 10 still, but it's not a dark horse to win anymore. I do not see this winning from this spot. Watch it now win, seriously, Athens 2020. But I do not see this winning from 13th, being after the favourite, and, you know, yeah, and then being before the host. But then also, could there be a break in between Greece and Israel? I don't know. Again, I think it could also be a bit too early to have a break, but they do like to have at least 3 breaks in the final, I think. So I don't know, but I think top 10, top 15's definite, I'd want to say, but I don't see this winning as much as I thought it could have before the rehearsal started. 14th is Israel. I can't say much about this because it's a random draw, but this could be overshadowed by Norway following it, and the energy and funness of it, or it could literally get people so emotional. I don't know. This is hard to describe. I think this could just escape the bottom 5. I hope it does. However, it could also fall into the curse of the host being in the bottom 5. I don't see this last at all. It would be a crime to humanity if Israel came last this year, but I can't see this doing amazing, and it sucks. Norway, I haven't wrote a lot for this either. Looking at it now, it hasn't done as well in semi 2 because it's early, or it's done well in semi 2 because it's in between Israel and the UK. I can't tell with this one. I've literally wrote I sense top 10, but looking at it again, I wrote this at 2 o'clock in the morning. I don't know if this is going to come top 10. Yeah. Oh my god. I can't tell anything about Norway from this position. Yeah, I can't give much on this. I'm not sure what to think about that. 16. So, here's a funny story. I did my own little running order, right? Because I was like, okay, if I was Krista Bjorkman, who would I put where? I got 4 out of the 25 positions right, and first of them being the UK's position of 16th. We're a sacrificial lamb. We're a fucking sacrificial lamb, and it hurts me inside. I am struggling to give out hope for a good result after seeing this. We're literally a sacrificial lamb for Iceland. We're before Iceland. Who's going to remember us? Let's be honest. I'm going to go and take a visit to Bjorkman because that's not fair at all. Why would you do that to us? What have we done to you? The juries could still rank it high and be like, oh my god, thank god UK, like, you're blooming amazing before Iceland, but televoters are just gonna feel like, oh, what was that song from the UK? Because Iceland overshadowed them, and it sucks. I was thinking top 15, I was giving out hope, and then I was like, oh, maybe top 20, you know. I'm struggling with this. Like, it hurt me to see that. I was like, damn it. Iceland in 17th, yeah, I think this has done well in semi 1, considering who's, like, there's been one, like, Euphoria won from this position. This is going to stand out in between the UK and Estonia. I have thoughts on why they've done Estonia again, but I'll talk about that. Top 10 could be a dark horse. I wouldn't count them out just yet. Yeah, I wouldn't count it out. It could also do it in Hungary last year and flop in the juries. But I don't know, I have a feeling it's a dark horse. And I'd love them to win again. Oh, again? I'd love them to win full stop, you know? I don't know if they will, but it could be a dark horse to do so. 18th is Estonia. I didn't think they were going to put Estonia after Iceland again, but they've done it, and I wonder why they've put them after Iceland again. Could it be saying that this is a borderline qualifier, and, you know, we know that Iceland did well following, Iceland did well being followed by Estonia, so are they trying to help out Iceland? I struggle to see this on the left hand side of the board, but I think the local appeal breaks out the bottom 5, for me anyway. It's going to be a disappointment from La Forza last year to the result this year, but you're always going to have that because I didn't think the song should have qualified anyway, and you did, so feel lucky that you qualified from that semi-final, because there was literally Portugal in there that could have qualified. So, and now we begin the row of me predicting placements and countries in the exact order. There's 3 of them, and I'm shook I did this. Belarus in 19th. I think this has done well in semi-1. Yeah, this could do left hand side of the scoreboard. It's definitely gonna be that blast of energy from Estonia being like, oh, this is generic, to Belarus is generic, but it's bringing the fun and the party and the fire and everything to it, and the energy and the vocals. And then you've got Azerbaijan, which is, I feel like there could be a break, but there could also not be. But looking at it, they do usually like to have a break before the last, you know, final push. So I feel like there could be a break in between here, helping both Belarus and Azerbaijan out. Definitely top 15 for this. I couldn't see this not being top 15. I've said that for a lot of songs, so I'm hoping there's like not more than 15 songs that I've said that for. But it has both local appeal and jury appeal. The jury appeal for her vocals and the local appeal for the song and staging. Yeah, I could see us doing really well. And again, Xena is 16, like whatever she does, she's going to be immensely proud of, and I hope she does really well on Saturday. I might even give her a couple of votes, because I'm trying to figure out who I'm voting for, and I've got 20 votes to split between a couple of countries that I really like, so yeah. Again, I think I'm going to reiterate this, I think there's going to be a break in between Belarus and Azerbaijan. Makes sense to break those 2 songs up, but I don't know if they will. Again, we'll find out. And then Azerbaijan in 20th. I think this was top 5 in semi 2. Top 10 in the final is almost like 100% confirmed for this, like, and it could be a potential top 5 and a potential dark horse. However, I am not sure. It could, but I'm not sure. Again, I don't think Azerbaijan should be like ashamed of like only being top 10. Like, they didn't qualify last year, they're finally back in the final. However they do it, it's going to be great for them. I think they're going to do top 10 definitely after a row of bad results before not qualifying. And then, you know, they're going to do well. You know, no matter what, this was always going to do well, and I think the staging only helps that. Even if I think it's a bit cluttered at times, the staging's pretty impressive to people who are going to be seeing it for the first time anyway. France, I predicted right as well. Can we just talk about how I predicted Belarus, Azerbaijan and France in that exact same order in their actual positions? Am I Krista Bjorkman, guys? I'm not. Do not send me hate. Because I wouldn't have put the UK 16th. Actually, I would have. I literally predicted us being 16th. Well, I wouldn't put us before Iceland. I don't know what to think of this. Looking at it, the message of the song, what have I wrote? At 2 AM, what was my mind came up with? The message of the staging could make this stand out. However, I think the song is going to be a bit too generic in between Azerbaijan and Italy. Where you've got Azerbaijan, like ethnic pop, France is a bit generic, and then you've got Italy, which is like really ethnic as well. So I'm not sure if France are doing a top 10. I think this is going to be the case of people hyped up the staging too much and forgot it's a song contest. I don't think this is going to do as well as people thought it was going to. Italy in 20 seconds. Again, I also don't know what to think here. This could get overshadowed by Serbia's staging, because from what I've seen, Italy's staging is very like where Serbia's staging is just stunning, immense, beautiful. But I think the song's uniqueness is always going to make this stand out anywhere. However, I also think being before Serbia, you've got the ethnic influences of Soldi, and then you've got the Balkan ballad of Serbia. I don't know how that's going to contrast actually. But I still say it's doing top 10, no matter what. But a win might still be in question. Serbia in 23rd. 23 is my lucky number. I will always say 23 is my lucky number, and the fact that one of my favourites is 23rd, I think, says a lot. I think this did amazing in semi-final 1. And I don't think many people expected it to before the rehearsal started. I always said this was going to qualify beforehand as well, so never doubt a Balkan ballad, guys. Top 15. Yeah, I can see us doing top 15. I don't know about breaking into the top 10, but who knows, like, top 20 is definitely in their future, maybe top 15, we'll have to see. But the staging will get people talking, but I don't know if before Switzerland it's going to be forgotten because of Switzerland. I don't know, actually. Didn't think about that aspect. Oops. 24 is Switzerland. Right. Being before Australia could either help or hinder it. Help it because it's a good pop song before a more kind of out there song and performance, or hinder it because it's literally before the second favourite to win and could be overshadowed by people being shocked and amazed at Australia. I can't tell if this was like top 3 or 4 or 5 to 7 in the semi-final. I can't tell by this running order position. But the sandwich of songs, like, I don't know if they're trying to make this more open, because again they've got Switzerland before Australia and Spain afterwards. The sandwich just seems a bit weird, and then even with Netherlands, like Cyprus beforehand and Greece afterwards, I think they're trying to make it more open, but there's always still going to be the favourites that people vote for, so I don't know how open it's going to be. Australia in 25th, they get the penultimate position. This is won semi-1, 100%. This is why I don't think Greece have won semi-1, because if Greece had won semi-1, they wouldn't have been in between the favourite and the host. Whereas Australia, they have a fantastic position. I can't deny it's got potential to win it, and it's looking like it'll be the Netherlands versus Australia for the crown. Kate's already got one, so we may as well just give it to the Netherlands. But yeah, it's either going to be that people are going to, it's all depending on actually people voting for it, because it's got Switzerland and Spain in between it. So I don't know if people will more be going for Switzerland and pop and Spain and a bit more like reggaeton, like just fun, or if they're going to go with Australia. I don't know, actually, looking at it now, with a bit of sleep in me. I can't fully tell if people are going to vote for this. When you've got Switzerland, which is like, oh my god, like, yes. And Spain, which is just fun, and Spanish. It'll be interesting to see what their televote score is like. But knowing it, because they're doing it in the new way, it's going to kill me to wait for that. Spain closing it, I did see this coming since they drew the second half. It was always a closer to me. I could see this top 15. I've said that about so many songs, haven't I? But I'm not sure about a top 10. Televote score will definitely be high, but the jury score I'm not sure about, because his vocals can be a bit shaky at times, whereas people at home will overlook that. So yeah, that's some of my thoughts on the running order. And here is what I did last year. I'm going to talk about the shocks that could happen first. Serbia could shock people for doing really well. Because it's Balkan ballads. Everyone loves a good Balkan ballad, or is that just me? But I think this has done well in semi-1, and do not count it out for doing really well in the final. Cyprus is going to shock for flopping, I think. Looking at it, I can't see this doing amazing. When you've got songs like Malta, Switzerland, Belarus, that are more energy and just better staging, like Malta, right, Michaela can somewhat lack energy at times, or she doesn't, I feel like at times she kind of looked too focused on the vocals on Thursday, I can admit that, but her staging pulls it. Whereas Tamta, her vocals are shaky at times, whereas Michaela's are amazing, and the staging as well isn't really anything to talk about. I wouldn't be surprised if Cyprus flops. Belarus could shock people for doing better than Cyprus. That's why I wrote this down, I think, is because I just think it's going to do better than Cyprus. And I think people will be shocked at that. Like, what? We didn't expect that to ever happen. But that's what happens when you have a good vocal singer. Vocal singer, that's what a singer is. A good singer, good staging with a generic song. You amp everything else up and you get Belarus. And yeah. I wrote Slovenia. Why have I wrote Slovenia? I don't know. I think this is just going to be a shock either way, because I think if it does well, people are going to be shocked, like, oh my god, we didn't expect this. And if it flops, you're going to have people like me like, oh my god, why? I didn't expect it to flop. So I think that's going to go either way. It depends on where it finishes. If it finishes mid-table, I feel like even then people are going to be like, why didn't it come bottom 5? It's so boring, or why didn't it come like top 10, it's so unique. Like, this is a song that divides opinions, and it's going to shock people either way of where it places up. And then the Czech Republic, I think I've just put because I don't think anyone expects it to do well from the position it's in, and it could just somehow sneak up there and I'd be like, wow, I'm shocked. So yeah, bottom 5, right, so I had to think hard about this bit because I got some of these very wrong last year. And I thought last year was pretty, you know, decent to call. I think the bottom 5, I don't want to say this, Germany, Denmark, this is in no particular order, Albania, San Marino, and the UK. I want to apologise sincerely to Michael for this because it sucks. It sucks that I've had to put the UK here, but I can't see anywhere else for it. The final is so strong. I had so much hope. I literally was holding out hope until that last minute of the running order. I can't hold out any more hope for a bad running order position. I can't do it. I can't kid myself on anymore. I just can't. You know, and it sucks because it literally sucks being a UK Eurofan. It sucks. That's all I'm gonna say because I'm gonna get really emotional and I don't want to do that right now. Top 10 in no particular order: Netherlands, Iceland, Malta, Italy, Australia, Azerbaijan, Greece, Sweden, Switzerland and Russia. I think that's a good rounded off top 10, you know? Yeah, I think that makes a lot of sense. Top 5, looking to be again in no particular order: Azerbaijan, Netherlands, Australia, Sweden, Iceland. I think that could be a top 5. The only one I'm not sure about is Iceland in there. I just think it could sneak up if it does well in both the jury and the televote. And then I think the 3 that are fighting out to win are Australia, Sweden and the Netherlands. I think it'll be an Aussie win or a Dutch win or a Swede win. I can't see anyone else winning it. So that is my thoughts on the running order. Got it done. Let me know, what are your thoughts about the running order? Give me some brief thoughts down in the comments below. Who do you think is now in contention to win? Who do you think is in contention to do a bottom 5? Who's going to shock you, do you think, from this running order? Let me know all of that down in the comments below. Do not forget to subscribe to my channel, hit that notification bell so you get notified every time I upload a new video. Like the video because this is so much that I did at 2 o'clock in the morning to write notes for. Like I've said, comment, and I will see you guys in the next video. Take care. Love you guys. Bye guys.